That's not what I wanted to see. That's not what I wanted to see coming into this ball game because the offense once again is struggling, and that is very frustrating. This Phillies team is the most consistently inconsistent team that I have ever seen in my life. Because right now the pitching has been really good. The pitching has been really good this series. Zack Eflin was fine on Monday. Bullpen, or Tuesday actually. Bullpen was fine. Zach Wheeler was dominant yesterday. Bullpen was great. Kyle Gibson allowed 2 runs, but it was the only 2 runs allowed the entire game. And the bullpen was really, really solid, and they did their job. But what did the Phillies do this entire series? Score 3 runs. 3 runs this entire series, and all 3 runs came yesterday in yesterday's win. Shut out on Tuesday, and you are shut out today. Bryce Harper needs to be back in the lineup. I understand everything that is going on with Bryce Harper because I know the entire timetable with the shot that he got for the UCL injury. I think they released it today. What was it supposed to be, like a 3 to 7 day time period? So he got it on Sunday. So this would be around 3-4 days or so into that, time period. So Bryce Harper is hopefully going to be back in the lineup for this Dodgers series. I would hope so. He's back tomorrow because they really need his spark. But that shouldn't be an excuse because this lineup is deep still without Bryce Harper. Without Bryce Harper in the lineup, you need someone to step up. Rhys has been fine. I'm looking at Kyle Schwarber. I'm looking at Nick Castellanos. I'm looking at those other guys in the middle of the lineup. Rhys has been fine in the leadoff spot. He's getting on base. Just can't have Kyle Schwarber striking out. Nick Castellanos grounding out, with guys with runners in scoring position. That just can't happen. After you win the 2 series last week in Seattle and Los Angeles. Los Angeles should have been a sweep because you should be getting that win with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. But at the end of the day, that is what it is. You still won the series. Come back to Citizens Bank Park and win the first series that you have in the homestand, and you don't do that. This is not a good start to the homestand. And for some reason, it does feel like whenever the Phillies play at home, they struggle more. They just struggle more when they're back at Citizens Bank Park. I have no idea why that's the reason. But this team right now is just... it's frustrating to watch because we've seen what they can be when they're at their best offensively and pitching. But it's not coming fully together, if you know what I mean. There's been some weeks this year where the offense has been scorching and they're doing everything in the game. But then when the offense is hot, the pitching's not good. The bullpen's not good. And then we get stretches where the pitching is good. The bullpen is decent, but the offense isn't scoring when they're scoring less than, 3 or less runs a game. We got to find a way to get that both gelling together, both the pitching, because the pitching has been solid. The starting pitching specifically has been very solid in the past, 2 weeks and a half, maybe. Zach Wheeler looks like he's getting back to its old self. Nola has been having fantastic starts. They're not winning ball games for him, and that's a problem. Kyle Gibson, he is what he is. He's going to give you his good starts. He's going to give you his bad starts. Sometimes there's going to be a little bit of meh in between, but that's what Kyle Gibson is. Zack Eflin, same thing. He is what he is. He's going to give you his good starts where he looks really good, and he's going to give you his bad starts where he looks bad. Ranger Suarez, we're still trying to figure out what he is, but he's been more solid than not as of recently. So the starting pitching overall has been very solid. The bullpen's still hit or miss. Some days the bullpen is good. Most of the times the bullpen has been bad, like over this last recent stretch. But this series, the bullpen has been really good. Really good. And you wasted good pitching performances on Tuesday by Zack Eflin and today by the bullpen and Kyle Gibson a little bit. You need to score runs, especially when I know Yu Darvish out there. Yu Darvish was electric. Yu Darvish was really good out there. But when you get into their bullpen in the late stages, you get runners on. You got to bring them home. You got to bring them home. You can't be grounding out. You can't be striking out. You got to find a way to get those runners home. You got to find a way to tie that ball game up because a 2-run deficit should not be feeling like a 10-run deficit to this team. It just should not be. Should not be whatsoever. So before we get into the rest of this game, What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to TTP Sports. The most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the like button as well, because I would greatly appreciate that. And if you're looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be at, depending on the outcome, great or miserable, depending on the outcome. And if you're a current viewer of the channel, I am grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets to upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTP Sports down below for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. So get yourself to a ticket to an upcoming Phillies home game deal you can't pass up on. $20 in your pocket, which goes to parking, which goes to concessions, anything you can think of. Great deal. Use the code TTP Sports for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek today. So the Phillies lose the final game of this series to the San Diego Padres by a score of 2-0. Shut out twice in this series, scoring 3 runs in total this entire series. Your pitching was really good in this 3-game set, and you kind of wasted some good pitching performances. You got to be better. You got to be way better than what you put on in this series. Way better. Because right now, like I said in the beginning, right now this offense is really consistently inconsistent. We got to find a way, because yes, we all know that scoring 12, 10 runs a game back to back to back to back to back, it's not sustainable. That's not going to happen over a 162 game period. Your offense is going to have your highs. Your offense is going to have your lows. It can't be this static as it's been to start this season. Can have 1 week your offense is good, 1 week your offense is bad, 1 week your offense is good, 2 games your offense is bad. It just can't be like that. It can't be like that whatsoever. You got to find a way to put stretch consistently of offense. It doesn't have to be these 10-run games, 12-run games, even though this team is very capable of doing that. We've seen it before this year a lot of times. It's why they're one of the best ranked offenses in baseball, according to a lot of statistics. Got to find a way to put consistently like 5-run games, 6-run games, 4-run games, 5 runs in a good amount of game span, a good couple of weeks span. You can't be going from scoring 10 runs one game, getting blanked the next game by scoring maybe no 1 or 2 runs. You got to find a way to get that runs consistently. You got to find a way to do it. And you got to find a way to score these runs when your pitching is giving you good ball games. When your starting pitching is going out there and dominating, and when your bullpen's actually giving you clean innings. You got to find a way to help them out. Because, yes, even though when you guys were on, your bullpen wasn't helping you out. Your bullpen was forcing you to score more runs, even though you did, specifically during that Dodgers series. You got to find a way to score when your pitching is on, when your pitching is giving you a chance to stay in the game or be in the game. You got to find a way to help them out. Because there are certain reasons where they haven't been good, and you help them out by scoring more runs to, take the blow off them. But now when they're trying to help you out, you got to return the favor. And you did not do that once this series. You blanked them yesterday because Zack Wheeler was really good. And the bullpen, surprisingly, was very solid, specifically Jose Alvarado and Corey Knebel getting 4 pitches to end that ballgame off. But you got to help Kyle Gibson out. He only allowed 2 runs. He didn't go that deep into the ballgame. He only went 5 2/3. But still, only allowing 2 runs, and that's the only run scored this entire ball game. That's enough to come back from. That's enough. That's a minimal deficit at all. That shouldn't be feeling like 10-0, because it felt like 10-0 in this ball game with the way they weren't hitting with runners in scoring position in this game. Even though they had a good amount of chances, they went 0 for 4 in those situations. They got to find a way to get those runs home. They really do. Kyle Gibson in this game, 5 2/3 innings, 8 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts on 100 pitches. Overall, the Padres made him work, and that's also granted because a lot of the Padres in their lineup, they have good numbers against Kyle Gibson. So they made him work today. But still, he only allowed 2 runs. 2 runs only. Would I expect Kyle Gibson to go a little bit more deeper in the game? Yes, I definitely do. But still, only allowing 2 runs in this game, striking out 7, I can't complain about that because of what the bullpen did the rest of the game. Sir Anthony Dominguez, when his inning allowed 2 hits, got out of that situation. Brad Hand got an out in his situation. Solid there. Bilotti solid in his inning of work, and Brogdon solid in his inning of work, getting 2 strikeouts. Your bullpen and your pitching was overall very great today. Great. 2 runs allowed and a good amount of strikeouts and getting out of tough situations. Offense, overall, not good. Because you did have chances in this game. Get a leadoff single in the first inning. Don't do anything there. Retired 1, 2, 3. Another leadoff batter. Stubbs get on with a bunt single. You don't bring him home. Padres scored their runs of the ball game, and that was basically it in the 4th inning. a couple of leadoff singles, Cano singles to bring home a run, and then a sacrifice fly brings home another run. That's basically it from the Padres standpoint. Phillies 1-2-3, 1-2-3 again. You have chances in the bottom of the sixth inning. Rhys Hoskins gets a single. Alec Bohm gets a single. So you get a first and third situation with one out. Kyle Schwarber up at the plate. Were there questionable calls? Definitely. The umpire behind the plate was definitely not the best. Not the reason why you lost this game, no. Not the reason why. Definitely during this at-bat, Kyle Schwarber definitely didn't like some pitches that he see, but he still struck out. And then Nick Castellanos grounded into a fielder's choice. So that's a runner first and third situation, one out. No runs come across the plate whatsoever. Bottom of the seventh, you get a 2 out. Actually, you get an infield single by Odubel Herrera with 1 out. Nothing happens in that situation. Go to the bottom of the eighth. That's when the Padres bullpen comes out. You get to him a little bit. Garcia, former Philly. Stott leads off with a single, but then the next two guys get out. Rhys Hoskins fouls out, and then Alec Bohm strikes out. Worked the count, though, but he still struck out. You got to find a way to get on base there. Kyle Schwarber, 2-out single against Rogers. Then Nick Castellanos once again grounded into a fielder's choice. So that was another first and third situation. This time with 2 outs. Nick Castellanos up there once again. Doesn't get the job done. Bottom of the ninth. Camargo walks with 2 outs. The first two guys get out. JT strikes out. Herrera grounds out. Camargo works a walk. Worked the count. Got a walk. Gene Segura battling basically this entire at-bat. It was a 2-2 count. And the pitch that was called did not look like a strike whatsoever. It was yay high. And the umpire called it a strike. Basically, let's just end this game. I want to go home. But still, you got to be better. Got to be better. Well, all around. Got to find a way to bring those runners home, especially when you have those first and third situations. You got to bring those guys home. You can't leave them stranded. Got to do it. You got to do it. It's demanding, honestly. Specifically when you're down 2 runs in the ball game. Help your pitching out a little bit because they've been helping you this entire ball game. Going to the lineup, Rhys Hoskins overall still has been very solid in the leadoff spot. He went 2 for 4 today. Had some chances to score. He didn't. Alec Bohm went 1 for 4. He struck out in 2 situations, but he got a hit. Still, with that situation in the 8th inning, kind of wish he didn't strike out in that situation, even though he did work the count. Would like him to get on base there. Kyle Schwarber went 1 for 4. Got that single later on in the ball game. Struck out once. Had a couple of long flyouts, too. Nick Castellanos 0 for 4 in this ball game with 1 strikeout. So he's going through a little bit of a stretch where he's struggling right now. Average down to 271. It was above 300 when he was on the road trip last week. So even though I'm not overly worried about Nick Castellanos because he is a professional hitter in this league, he's going to get that high average. He's going to eventually get hot once again. So I'm not worried overall about that. JT Realmuto, another 0 for day. 2 strikeouts in the DH spot. Odubel Herrera, 1 for 4. Johan Camargo, 1 for 3. Garrett Stubbs, 1 for 3. Gene Segura in his pinch hit appearance went 0 for 1 with that strikeout, and Bryson Stott goes 1 for 3. Like I said, runners in scoring position, you were 0 for 4, and the pitching was really good. Really good. So now your record is back at 18-20, 2 games below 500. You're still second place in the NL East, which is very shocking. That's probably just, resulting of the Marlins and the Braves the Braves not being as good as they should be. And then the Marlins, even though the Marlins, technically, they're not that good of a team, but they have really good starting pitching, and the starting pitching is probably one of the main reasons why they're in the position they are to begin with. It's just frustrating when the offense goes really quiet when your pitching gives you good performances. So you're going to have another really tough series coming up. Really tough series. Los Angeles Dodgers. We all said this month was going to be very tough. Really tough. You won 2 series last week on a tough road trip. You got to win a series at home. You got to win a series against the Dodgers at home, regardless of how much revenge they're going to want. You got to find a way. Got to find a way. Urias going up against Schwarber once again tomorrow. He's definitely going to want revenge. Find a way to win. Tuesday, Aaron Nola's going on the bump. Not Tuesday, Saturday, Aaron Nola's going on the bump. Still don't know who's pitching for the Dodgers. I'm assuming that's supposed to be a Kershaw start, but then since he's injured, he's not going to be starting, so I'm assuming they're going to figure out who's starting then. And then you got Gonsolin going up against Eflin on Sunday. You got to find a way to win this series because next week you're going to go on an NL East road trip. 4 games set against the Braves, the first time you're seeing them this season. Zach Wheeler, Kyle Gibson, Ranger Suarez, Aaron Nola. So your 3 best pitchers are going to be on the bump that series against the Braves, going up against who? Fried, Morton, Wright, and one of them is to be determined for the Braves. So you're going up against, so your best pitchers are basically going up against their best pitchers at this point for the Braves. And then you're going to have the 3-game set against the New York Mets. Eflin, Wheeler, Kyle Gibson on the mound. Next Sunday actually is another nationally televised game, and it's going to be Kyle Gibson on the mound against, technically for the Mets too. Speaking of them, now they have the injury to Scherzer. In his last start, felt a little bit of discomfort, immediately told the trainer to come out and take him out of the ball game. News today, he has an oblique injury. He's going to be out to 6 to 8 weeks. So now with the Mets, they don't have DeGrom, they don't have Scherzer, they don't have their 2 best starting pitchers in the lineup. We got to find a way to beat that Mets team too. Because the Mets, they're eventually, for how deep they are, they're going to eventually go on a little bit of a rut. They're due to go on a rut a little bit. And especially when they don't have their 2 best guys on the mound. Got to find a way to take advantage of that too. Got to find a way. Because there's still no timetable on DeGrom, even though he's going to be starting those programs eventually to come back from his injury. But now you don't have Scherzer. Basically, it sounds like 6 to 8 weeks. That's basically till around or after the All-Star break. So that's a huge loss for the Mets. Got to find a way to take advantage of those. You got to find a way to win these games. So I see some guys in the basically channel name. I see him in the live feed right here. Things not feeling great when the series loss and the Bryce injury. Basically, yeah, it sucks when you see Bryce injured. Like, even though he's basically taking the shot in the healing process for the shot for the healing process of the injury is a 3 to 7 day time period. So I'm assuming right now he's right in the middle of that time period. So eventually, I think he's going to be in the lineup hopefully tomorrow against the Dodgers. I got to see if Joe Girardi said anything about Bryce Harper right now with the injury. That's what I want to say. I want to see if Joe Girardi said anything about Bryce Harper. Anything about Bryce Harper. Joe Girardi. Anything here? If I can see anything, that'd be very helpful. And let me see if Tim Kelly from the Phillies Nation said anything about it. No, nothing right there. Who's the one Phillies? I'm trying to think of the one Phillies insider that I'm trying to figure out because I'm trying to see if Joe Girardi said anything about Bryce Harper. So if I go to here, no, nothing there. Where is it at? I gotta find it. I'll find it eventually. If I don't find it though, here we go. Let's see. Nope, it really doesn't even look like there's anything from Joe Girardi right now. So that's basically it. So no update on Bryce Harper. I'm assuming we're gonna get that update tomorrow on Bryce. Then we see schedule's still not easy. We got to fight this muff. Yeah, the schedule's still not that easy. It's still a very difficult schedule for this Phillies team because, like I said, you got wait, I got to sneeze. Been holding that in. Thank God I got it out. But still, you got the Braves upcoming with that 4-game set. You got the Mets to finish off next week's road trip. You end off the month of May against the Giants. You play the Angels at home. So that's going to be a tough stretch, too. You play Milwaukee on the road to start June, basically. Well, starting June, you play at home against the Angels. The Angels are a really good team right now to start the season. That's going to be a tough way to start June. Same thing. You're going to be playing on the road against the Milwaukee Brewers. And then you're going to be... Then the road trip eases up a little bit, if you want to say that. Home series against the Arizona Diamondbacks, even though the Diamondbacks, I believe, have a decent record to start the season. Never mind, they're 18-21. So I believe they were over 500 at one point this year. But still, Diamondbacks at home, Marlins at home. So, of course, the Marlins, that's going to be a tough series regardless because of, Phillies, Achilles heels the Marlins. Washington Nationals for a 5-game series. A 5-game series against the Nationals. I'm assuming one of those is a scheduled doubleheader, it looks like. That's what it looks like. Yeah, 7 o'clock on a Thursday. Friday looks like it's a scheduled doubleheader. Then you got a 4:35 game on a Saturday. And then you got a 12 o'clock game on a Sunday. Peacock exclusive, that explains it. 2-game series in Texas. 4-game series in San Diego. 3-game series at home against Atlanta. 3-game series at home against St. Louis. 3-game series at home against Washington. 4-game set in St. Louis. So your schedule technically does start to get a little more, I guess, evened out with competition. So hopefully that's the benefit for the Phillies. Even though you're going to be seeing the Marlins more, you're going to be seeing the Braves more. You're going to see even way more teams that's not the Mets. So I guess that's a relief, but still. Channel name says, just curious, how many games have you been to this year? I've been to today. I was at today's game. I think overall in total, I've been to 3 games this year. I went to opening day. I went to one of the first series games against the Mets at home. I believe it was the afternoon start, Nola against Scherzer, where they lost. And I went to today's game where they lost. So that's basically it right there. I'll definitely be going to more games as the days go along. I'm trying to get to I think every game I've been to so far has been a day game. I want to get myself to a night game because I do like the night games at Citizens Bank Park. I like those a lot. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it off. Everyone, what are your thoughts on everything with the Phillies? Are you frustrated? Obviously, you're most likely frustrated, but do you have any more hope as the days go along? Basically, just survive this month and just see what the rest of the schedule comes up as hopefully the competition gets easier. So don't forget to leave your comments and opinions down in the comment section below. I'd like to see those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the Penalize, which I'm a part of. The links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to BrodesMedia, the Flyer.pod merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that stuff is down in the description below. Do not forget to check those out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the most important thing you do is hit that sub button and also use the code TTPSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. And I will see you next time.